What's up, Digidestins? This is Kyle D, better known as RideMyAvatar, and today we have another Market Watch. Sorry for the late post, but been super busy these last couple days. And again, hopefully as time goes on, the busyness will slow down a little bit. So without further ado, let's get in the video and talk about it. So guys, if you want to help support the channel with no extra cost, please use the affiliate link down below. It costs you nothing to support the channel, and it's just a great way of doing it while you're checking out cards that you are always ready going to be paying for. So without further ado, let's get into it. So taking a look, we're going to talk about Cool Boy real quick. If you guys don't know what Cool Boy is, this is something I wanted to talk about because again, with, you know, the events going on, we're going to be seeing a lot more of these promos popping up. And what promos are I talking about? First off, we do have none other than the promos I'm talking about is the Digimon token, Digimon, the top 4 finishing card, and then the first place card. So we have to take these into account on what possible prices. I know a lot of players are very skeptical on what should I buy since they're not listed yet and they're going to keep flooding the market soon. I would expect to kind of just see where cards kind of land. So where am I expecting the errata to land, to be honest with you? We know the other Digimon won't be worth much because again, they picked the wrong Diaboro, to be straight honest with you. Really was hoping that they would pick the better one. But with Cool Boy Evolution Cup 2025 Volume 1, we're looking at $16.11 right now. Kinda will say that we're gonna get those ballpark numbers. 16s, maybe we get down $16, 18s would be the acceptable rate I would say you pick up your erratas for. Anything more, I think you just wait it out. Just don't fall for that trap. The tokens should be dirt cheap because they are just tokens. They're not competitive value anything, but they're just cool tokens to have for your deck. And again, it's just one of those niche things that unless you're playing Digimon, yeah. And then the finalist one will be more closer to akin of maybe $8, if not top 4. I mean, maybe $8 if not less. So just keep that in mind that those cards will have some small value, but they'll tank fast. Now let's take a look here. Looking like 8 to 10 euros as well. But Belphemon Sleep Mode, another card that you guys should probably be keeping an eye out on because you never know how Belphemon's going to come swinging, right? This card, it's between this, the top 4 finish, and then the event pack. Which one do you guys claim as max rarity? To be honest with you, I don't think I would claim this max rarity. It's a cute evolutionary look, but to be honest with you, being that it's only like 2 euros to $3, where Sleep Mode's event pack 6 is up to 11s, 13s, I would definitely say Sleep Mode has the better leg in this race. But taking a look, 2 to 5 euros as well. Again, we don't know how Belphemon's going to play out in the meta, so just keep this on your radar for sure. Now taking a look, X Antibody Protoform Special Event Pack 2025 is $19, $21. Again, a lot of players have been wanting this card to come down, and it's good that it is finally reaching those levels. Again, it is a staple in some lists, but just keep this on your radar. Now Europe side looking like 14 to 18 euros. Now Medusamon's another card you should be watching very closely. This card is probably something you pick up now because again, the evolution of the deck will happen, and that should be happening either BT24 if I think correctly, or is BT23. I don't remember. It's either this coming set or the one in January, or yeah, time savers. So one of the two, this will get a boost in a form and it'll get its level 7. And again, what happened with Pyramidi? Same thing, just out of nowhere exploded in price. Yeah. Now we got 3 to 4 euros. So definitely make sure you get your copies because I would hate for you to do the same. Dynamon will eventually get some support too, get a level 7 in the deck. Again, they're all getting these backup level 6s plus they'll get their, you know, level 7 that will tie in the deck, which will be exclusive. And again, Dynamon with a level 7 might be very scary to deal with. So just something to think about, especially since this card is up to $8, and another wave of support will never hurt this deck. So 3 to 4 euros as well. Now Megidramon, another deck you should be keeping an eye out for this weekend, because again, there's the first regional with the restriction list on, and looking at this Megidramon being $1.39, something you should not be sleeping on. You know, $2 is not, again, the deck really got small hits, but there are some stuff I want you guys to look out for. 7 to 2 euros. Guilmon release stamps are at $5.97. This is nothing to scoff at. These cards will probably go up over the weekend because Gallant and the Guilmon deck didn't disappear off the face of the earth. They are very powerful decks. You really no hit to the Gallantmon deck. The Gallant deck will still do what Gallant wants to do, and then you'll have the Megidra deck that's going to still have some new tricks on it that they adjusted their list for, and I really warned people that they were just going to do that if they didn't hit the right cards. So 2 to 4 euros. Now again, here's the card that they picked up. They're starting to play this at a 2 of alongside the Rush Gila, just because if it's deleted by an effect, gain a memory. Well, what does your deck do naturally with Megidra? Self-destruct. So being able to have this Gila that comes out maybe in some form that can be deleted later will help benefit you just to extend your plays, right? So just something to think about. It's not a one-for-one change, but it's a way of giving us a small Gravity Crush-esque effect where we kind of gain a little bit of extra memory to combo off a little bit. So it's just something to think about. Players are teching this in, and they've been teching this in to Growl Rush base style decks like Megidramon and the Millenniumon deck. So do expect this to reflect that too. So 2 to 5 euros. Finalists are at 10 to almost bought out status. Guys, again, people are picking these up left and right. So just something to keep an eye out on just in case. And again, a finalist stamp can be expensive if all of a sudden you start seeing these lists after this weekend, which again, I will cover this weekend once the events are over and I have all access to the lists. Expect me immediately within that day or two of just talking about it. Now your upside 5 to 8 euros. Gallantmon is not going anywhere either. This card exists. So again, when the deck has such a great top end for Gallant and the Megidra, that they both rely on this card so much that, again, being able to come out for 1,000 for as long as there's a 13,000 DP Digimon, you know, that matters and it changes up a little bit, right? So just something to think about. We're at 22s to 23s, you know, looking at 16 to 18 euros. Then we have Gallantmon Crimson Mode. Again, Gallantmon's going to be one of those decks that will be super good into this format. It was already proving that. So just be expected to see Gallant a lot this coming weekend. 9 to 10 euros. Gallantmon just from versus Royal Knights BT13. Again, they were teching this. They were doing this with Royal Knights, and I wouldn't be surprised if Royal Knights still does extremely well into the format. So just keep that on your radar as well. Just taking a look, though, we're looking at 9s. Now taking a look, though, looking like 7 to 8 euros. Levia, another strong deck that didn't get hit in Incapacity, and nobody had it on its radar to be hit. But again, Levia is a very powerful deck, and anytime there's some change up in the meta, Levia sneaks into the top 8. So just expect a little bit of an explosion probably over the weekend if it makes the top 8 again. Your upside 22 to 25 euros. Paired to our 7, that's pretty good actually. Analog Use, another card that if you should be on the watch for, just in case it does extremely well with, you know, Chimeramon and Chimeramon tops, especially because the meta now opened up a bit. It can lead to having these rogue strategies reach top and then boom, these cards explode in price. 6 to 7 euros. Valgramon is at $18 basically. I wouldn't be surprised if we see more purple hybrid back, just because the meta is a little changed up, but they're not OTKing as frequently. So Volgra gets some much needed love in the space of slowing down the format. 19 to 20 euros. Duskmon, same thing. It's at 24 going down. I wouldn't be surprised if we see it come down more and more. 19, 20, 23 euros. Albato Core. This is another deck you should probably watch a little bit closely just in case someone makes this work. If it does extremely well, it will go back up probably to $8 or something like that. Just keep this on your radar just for the weekend, because if this deck does well and actually tops, you can expect this to climb. Europe side looking like 4 to 5 euros as well. Ty and Matt Ishida, just checking your bulk, you're up to a $5 to $6 card. 2 cents, 3 cents, 5 cents. Zafaiga Ace, this is another card you should probably keep an eye out on for future, just because depending on what the February set gives us, it could change up Zafaiga Aces and make Zafaiga Ace competitively viable. Well, it is viable, but just making Zafaiga the deck more well-rounded in a way that it plays extreme and just be able to handle without having to rely on medieval. But again, deck is a skill-based design deck that you will have to put in reps for anyway. So taking a look, 5 to 7 euros. Wereguru on Sagittarius mode, looking like $4 to $5. Again, Adventure was playing this card, so just something to think about as well, because Adventure could top as in these events as well. 2 to 3 euros. Hexablau alts cooling off even further. We're finally under $10 from the starting points. We're really good, 20 bucks below from back in June. Now we're to 30s, which is good. Hexablau isn't as meta defining as it has been, but you never know what Iceclad might need with it, so just keeping a radar on it. 27 to 30 euros. Rena's starting to cool off a little bit. We're starting to see some 23s from 32s and stuff. Not many takers, but we're definitely seeing the 37s move constantly with this card. 40s to 60 euros. Wow. RAL X antibodies are up to $40 a pop. God, this is crazy. Nobody knew what was going to happen, and especially if the deck got hit or not, it definitely decided where the price was going to fall. And this card not being hit, God have mercy on your souls. Europe side looking like 18 to 30 euros. Diaboromon still going down, guys. We're up to 28s. Occasionally we can sneak in some early 25s and stuff like that, but people are starting to pick up again. Diaboromon with the new alts and stuff like that, people get antsy and just want to play their shiny cards. So 17 to 20 euros. Megidramon alts, $33, 34s. Now taking a look, 30 to 32 euros. But we also have Pyramidi up to 15s to 14s. Just be ready for this card to start OTKing a lot of players. Europe side 9 to 10 euros. Omnimon, Cyber Eden, BT22s are at $5 a piece. No surprise there. Classified, what people think is one of the weaker ones out of the Omni pile. So just keep that on your radar. 4 to 5 euros. Again, we expect Omnimon to do well this weekend. Yuko BT22s holding strong at the $8 to $9. I expect to see a small uptick because of the Greymon deck tribal. We're going to get Black War Greymon stuff, so just keep that on your mind. 5 to 7 euros. Kyoko BT22s are $12 a piece. Again, something you should just keep on your radar. Make sure you have copies just in case Cyber Sleuths does anything crazy with the hacker's memory support. Europe side 8 to 12 euros. Now we have Omnimon X Antibody finally cooling off from being a $50 card down to 30 range, which is good to see. Keep falling down. A lot of players want to see this card be cheaper. 32 to 35 euros. Kaguya's EX09s are at 10s to 11s, which is kind of fair for this card. Puppets does a lot, but eventually there should be a separation between Sinril and Kaguya, and then they'll have their own kind of flesh deck that they don't have to be mixed. But again, they play extremely well mixed anyway. But, you know, Kagyo will eventually get a level 7 that is specifically for this deck. 9 to 10 euros. Imperial Dramon Fighter Mode Texture. Guys, remember this thing being close to $300? We're now under 2, which is good to see. Keep falling down, actually. I would love to see you come down more. Europe side looking like $237, 290 euros, which is good. Sinrilmon still holding strong at this, close to 325. We finally got a few listings at 236 if you guys want to flex, but it's up to you. Europe side 550 euros to 600 euros. Wow. And then we have Omnimon Alter S. Again, I expect this to just keep fighting this 30 range for a long time. Don't expect this to be cheap. Europe side 18 to 20 euros. But all in all, guys, that is the Market Watch. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the video. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you next one. Peace.